This is my Prime LeBron James build. I apologize for the delay. Now, I do recommend you listen to the explanation of the build creation because I do recommend some tweaks depending on which game mode you prefer to play. Now, all I ask is that you drop a like on the video and let's go. But first, what if I told you could be winning money just by using your sports knowledge? Well, you're gonna wanna check out the sponsor of today's video, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple. First, you gotta select your sport, then select the category within that sport, then select your players and decide if they're gonna go more or less than the predictions in those categories. The more picks you get right, the more money you make. Prize Picks is available in over 30 states, and if you use my code to sign up for Prize Picks today, they will give you $50 in free play when you place your first $5 lineup. Age restrictions apply. Please play responsibly. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. All right, I apologize for the delay. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to show the build right away. Small forward, 6'8", 227 max wingspan, all right? Now, I look at this more of like a prime Miami Heat type of LeBron build, but obviously I can't get number 6 because it's retired, so I just went 23. Now, let's break down these attributes and explain why. Remember, this is a LeBron build for Pro-Am. If you don't play Pro-Am, tweak it to your liking, but please do not skip this part. Very, very important. Do not tweak the mid-range, the ball handle, or the speed with ball. Outside of that, tweak it however you want. But the reason for that, let me show you and let me explain. The best takeover on the game for a build like this, that is like a build that wants to get downhill and get to the basket, you want to have the takeover ability you see on the bottom right there, blur. That is going to allow you to just get blow-by animations constantly. And on a 6'8" player, the only takeover that you can get blur on is mixtape. And for that, you need the 85 mid-range, the 85 ball handle, and the 75 speed with ball, okay? So tweak however you want, as I tell y'all all the time. Take the build, don't make what I make. Take what I make and tweak it to your liking, okay? But I wanna reiterate, if you wanna play on the build to be as effective as possible, you're going to want this takeover available, and you know, that blur takeover ability is glitchy, as y'all can see. Now, let's get back to the reason for each and every attribute. Now, as you can see, we're using our 6 cap breakers, 5 on driving dunk, and 1 on steal, right? If I was making this for the park, I would tweak it. I would probably lower pass accuracy, obviously lower free throw, and then I would be cranking up that interior, probably getting the 74 block. But remember, this is for Pro-Am. This is for me playing 5v5 Pro-Am. So I need certain things like free throw and pass accuracy to make this build effective. Now, first things first, close shot 73, that is going to get you Paint Prodigy on bronze. It is very effective, honestly. You going up with those close shots, you know, especially when you have it on real player percentage, having that bronze Paint Prodigy, or if you could get it even higher, do it. It's going to allow you to just finish in the paint, which I know it sounds easy, but you'll be surprised how many layups people miss. And having that 73, just, you know, that couple ticks up you had to go to get 73 is definitely worth it. Onto the layup, 70 layup, okay? This is tied to your ball handle, but it does get you the bronze physical finisher. Now, I would love to have 80 layup. I think 80 layup for a big player is really glitchy, but even with 70, for whatever reason on this game, with real player percentage on a big build, you will finish around the basket like a god. All right, 93 driving dunk, that is obviously going to get you the gold posterizer, you know, but again, this is including cap breakers. If you don't have cap breakers, maybe you want to tweak it. I went 88 driving dunk, used the +5 to get to 93. 72 standing, anytime you slip, anytime you cut, anytime you end up off getting an offensive rebound, you're going to be able to go up with that 72. That's for the bronze rise up. You know, obviously 81, get into the, you know, into the 90s obviously is crazy good, but even at 72, at 6'8" max wingspan, you finish really well. 70 post control is kind of just, it's super cheap. Look at, I mean, like, you could take it all the way down, you're still, like, you're a 98 overall. It's super cheap, and this is for silver post fade phenom, and we don't have a lot of tier 2 badges that we would crank up, so I use my tier 2 badge on this, and I get gold post fade phenom. And once you get that Kobe Bryant post hop shot and all that, it is insane how good those post hop shots are. You might see swag go to it if you watch us play Pro-Am. It's really, really effective. 85 mid-range, whether it's running fades, spin shots, post hop shots, post fades, anything you want to go to, the 85 mid-range is really, really reliable. It also gives you a bunch of silver badges. And then, of course, as I told you, you need it to get that mixtape takeover, to get the blur takeover ability. 75 three-pointer probably seems a bit low, but I'll be honest, with the badges you have, in rhythm shooting on the build, you can spark really consistently. I know people like Swag, they're playing with a 65 three-pointer. Now they're spotting up, so I did go a bit higher. I went with the 75, but obviously you're not a super three hunting build. You just need to be a respectable threat. And if you master rhythm shooting with a 75 three ball, you're a knockdown shooter. 90 free throw, obviously it's a bit high for LeBron. LeBron's probably more towards the 70s or 80s, but if I'm gonna be playing Pro-Am, I gotta make my free throws. And I know you can hit with 70 and 80 free throw, but as one of the main ball handlers on the team with this build. I just wanted to be safe and get that thing up to 90. Also shooting the technical fouls, you know, like the defensive 3 seconds and stuff. It's nice to get a couple buckets off that to help build your takeover. 85 pass accuracy gets the bronze bailout. I think you could probably get away with 75. And if you're making it for like the park or whatever, or the rec, I would probably go 75 and get more defense or offense or physicals or whatever. But 85 to get the bronze bailout, gold dimer. You know, you could even use your tier 2 +1 to get the Hoff dimer. So, you know, 85 is a really nice safe spot when you're one of the main ball handlers in 5v5 game modes. 85 ball handle, that is for the takeover. Now you could go to 86 and get the silver ankle assassin, but quite honestly, even with bronze, I'm getting ankle break. You see, I'm snapping people to the floor. Like, it certainly isn't bad, and I wanted to make sure I saved every attribute point that I could because I needed defense on this build because I'm going to be guarding the ball. 75 speed with ball. Obviously, that's for the silver lightning launch. I use my tier 1 badge max +1 to push that lightning launch to gold. 59 interior, that is tied to your steel. Now, I have 84 steel, but I'm using my +1 from level 40 this season to push it to 85, which obviously that gets you the gold interceptor. And then I have 85 perimeter for all the silver defensive badges like Challenger, On-Ball Menace, Pick Dodger, and I'm telling you, with long arms and being 6'8", you get great shot contests on this build. Ever since the patch, I feel like height and wingspan matter a lot more than your perimeter attribute when it comes to shot contest. Now, obviously, you know, having high perimeter and getting higher pick dodger, higher on-ball menace, all that stuff matters as well. But in terms of shot contest, being 6'8" with a 7'4" wingspan, silver challenger, you get great shot contests from distance. If you're jumping, you can get shot contests from everywhere. Now again, the 59 interior is tied to the steel. If I was playing park or something, I would go higher on the interior, but since I'm guarding point guards in Pro-Am, it's not always super necessary to have interior, especially guarding pick and roll situations. Now, if they are running 5 out, I'm guarding the ball. I did go 68 block for the chase down. It is LeBron. You guys know how much I vouch for the bronze chase down, or bronze high flying denier as it might call it. But if you wanted to get the bronze anchor, obviously you need the 74 block. I just couldn't afford it. But as I said, if I was making this for the park, I'd probably take down pass accuracy. I'd probably take down the free throw. And then, you know, you'd be able to crank this up and get the anchor. You could probably even go higher, get the silver chase down, make it a bit more like LeBron. But again, it's like I'm trying to make it LeBron-esque, but still be effective in a 5v5 comp Pro-Am setting. Okay, so you have to realize how I made the build, but again, tweak it to exactly how you would want. Last but not least, we're going down to the rebounding. Now, offensive rebound is super cheap. Look, I can't even get 1 perimeter or 1 steal. And you know, some people might be like, well, I want higher D-board. Well, D-board, I could go to 67 D-board, or I could keep it at 65, and this thing is gonna go all the way up to 80. So you see, it's just so cheap. It's just such a budget thing. And as a 6'8", you know, ball handler in Pro-Am that's going to be screening and cutting, being able to grab O boards over the smaller lockdowns or smaller guards is definitely very valuable. You're an athletic 6'8" player with long arms, silver rebound chaser. You do get some D boards still, but mainly on the offensive glass. If you're driving to the hoop, kicking it out, they miss the shot, you know, you're able to go up and snag the rebound, which is definitely valuable. Went 83 speed, 76 agility, 73 strength, 80 vertical. Now, I know some people are going to be concerned with the 76 agility and the 83 speed. I would like higher speed, to be honest, and there are obviously ways I could tweak this. You know, like I said, lower the pass act, lower the free throw, and get more speed. But 76 agility, although it's not super duper elite like a 90 agility 6'4" lockdown build, because I'm bigger, I kind of get away with the lower agility. Now, I'm not saying in all scenarios it's perfect, but in terms of playing defense, you can use your size to your advantage as opposed to the 6'4". He's not quite as big, so he's going to be faster to try to make up for that lack of size. Like, obviously everything is give and take. I got to work with what I have, what I like to have, you know, in the 80s in the agility and, you know, maxed out 86 speed and all that. Yeah, but I had to budget it, and this is what I decided to go with on my build. Now, if you make this version of the build, it's called a wing stopper, but once I put my cap breakers on, it's called a two-way slashing shot creator, which I do think is a great name for Prime LeBron, as you can see right here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all want to check out this build in action, click that video on the screen. That's me in Pro-Am getting a 48-point triple-double with this build. I definitely recommend you go check it out.